Alright, you guys, got a trading recap for you guys. So basically, what we saw today, this was actually yesterday. I'm recording this today. So as of now, it's June 3rd, but this is June 2nd. So I start with the daily time frame like always. And I look, where is price at right now? Okay, cool. So it's right here, right? Do we have anything towards the left? Well, we have this fair value gap right here. This potent, nice fair value gap. Price is in. Looks like it's actually rejecting off here. And this wick here actually rejected off of this here. So on the daily, I would be kind of bearish towards this maybe previous day low. So we're respecting that. Where it looks like we got our previous day low here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that out. So now once we mark that out, we're going to go drop down the 4-hour time frame. And we're going to identify some nice liquidity. So it looks like I'm going to get rid of these fair value gaps. Just keep in mind that we're kind of bearish towards these fair value gaps. We're respecting these. So as we see here, we had this previous day low, which is this swing low, a nice swing point there. And then we also have this fair value gap. So basically what I told myself on the 4-hour, I think we're bullish to get in here and get a nice rejection off of it. And keep in mind, we also have this one here. So again, it's marking out those fair value gaps to determine a bias. So on the daily, I'm pretty bearish. On the 4-hour, I'm bullish until price reaches back up here. Probably could reverse and hit this swing low. We'll see how it works. But price could do two things here. So price could go ahead and come up here in this, come back down, and reach this previous day low level. Or we could see price come down in here, sweep this out, come back up inside of this fair value gap. So that's two possibilities. And trading, guys, we got to make sure we give ourselves the best possibilities, right? Ooh, I'm hacking now. Okay, never mind. Okay, so now we got that in the 4-hour. Let's go ahead and drop down the 1-hour time frame. What do we have? Now let's go ahead and identify our liquidity points. All right, so we have this swing low here. I'm going to mark out. Remember, guys, the hourly swing lows and highs are a good liquidity point to look for. So we're actually respecting this 1-hour fair value gap. I don't think price should come down here first. I think price should go ahead and retrace to these fair value gaps because price is reacted to inefficiencies, right? Basically our imbalances after reaching liquidity, right? So I want to see price come up, maybe take out this hourly high, okay, and be in this fair value gap. Then we could possibly see a reversal. So basically what I was looking for is this. Boom, back down, right? So we got that marked out in the 1-hour time frame. Let's go with the 15-minute. What I like to do now is I like to make sure I have this indicator tool on. The only indicator I like to use is actually our sessions indicator. All right, so our sessions tool, boom, here we go. And as you can see, this is a nice point of liquidity, this high up here that we marked out on the 1-hour. This is our previous day New York high. So what we're going to make sure we see is we're going to see where price wants to go. I'm going to go and see if the price, overall I'm bullish, so I'm thinking price should come above up here, and then get a nice reversal down, maybe to a liquidity point, this low, this low, this low, or even this low. That would be this low here. That would be beneficial. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. We're going to go ahead and go on the 5-minute. Let's see where price wants to go. So I'm going to go ahead and go to around 6:30 open. Boom, 6:30 open. Immediately we sweep out the top high. What did I just say, right? This is what I literally traded yesterday. I was right on my bias. That's when I said, okay, cool. You know what? We instantly, 2 minutes, we actually went up almost 200 points to the upside, taking out this previous day high. Perfect. Aligning my bias. Let's go down to 1 minute. Now we're inside this fair value gap, right? Remember the fair value gaps in the 4-hour? We're on that right there. We're inside of that. So now I'm bearish. I'm like, you know what? Okay, cool. Let's get a nice inversion fair value gap. So I'm going to wait for that inversion. Do we get a nice inversion? Okay, look it. We have this nice inverse fair value gap. All we're going to do is we're going to wait for a retrace into that fair value gap. Our stop's going to be at this high. And we're going to target any of these imbalances. So we could target this fair value gap, this fair value gap, this one even. Overall, I put my take profit down here. However, I used my Fibonacci tool I measured the bottom point to the top point, and you kind of get a reaction where price kind of wants to go. So my overall trade bias was the pullback, get us entered here, take a partial, right? Another partial here, another partial here, right? We might get some like consolidation here and continue to this low. That's basically what I thought. All right, so let's go ahead and see what happened. Price then comes up, boom, gets us entered right there. Then price just dropped down here, right here, partial, boom. And actually, I was being a dummy, and I actually got out of my trade here, so it was only the 1-to-1, like 1 to 1.1. So basically, I meant to, you know how there's a button here? It says sell and buy, right? I had it on all of my contracts, so I totally just forgot. I don't know how I forgot. Should have not messed that up. But anyway, ended up getting a 1-to-1. So somewhere around this, literally as it went in this fair value gap right here on this candle. So maybe it was a little more, 1.4. Yeah, somewhere around there. But anyway, that's my trade. And basically, if you did take a partial there, like I should have done, and not be an idiot, but look at price instantly goes right to this low. And what low was this? Well, this low right here was a London low. And remember, guys, I always tell you guys, we're always attracted to those London and session lows, right? This is an intraday London low. Let's see if price goes ahead and goes down, hits the London low. And it does not hit the actual London low. But our intraday lows in the London session are really reliable when it comes to looking for trades, right? So even though we had our trade here, we actually did sweep out, right, some of this liquidity down here. So we have these relative equal lows. We swept those out. Boom. What do we create? Another inversion. Look at. We closed above. Enter here. Stops at this low, targeting another inefficiency, right? More imbalances. But there's an imbalance here. But I would like to see, right, at least a 1-to-1. So let's go ahead and put that to a 1-to-1 at least, and we're going to see what happens. Price comes up, uses this fair value gap as support. Boom, there's your 1-to-1. Okay, I did not take this trade because there was news coming out at around literally right at 7. And I like to wait at least 10 minutes after news. So I ended up not taking this trade. Even though I saw it, I'm like, you know what, this is probably going to hit. But since there's news, I'm going to, not take this because it would violate my rules. I don't like to trade when there's news. I could trade before news a little bit, but if I trade right during news, it's not good. It's not good. So we ended up, though, with sweeping out this high and this inefficiency. So now let's go to this imbalance. And price, again, look at, hit the imbalance. There's your 1, 2, around 2. Just about. Look at that. And then price then chops like crazy. And then that was it. I kind of stayed up and watched this. I was like, you know what? I wanted to see what would happen. And boom, it hit. And I'm like, damn. Well, it would have violated my rules, so I didn't take it. So, because there's news. So with that being said, don't trade when there's news because it could kind of go against you. And in this case, it didn't. But, it's still kind of choppy. Look at that chop. You know what I mean? You're kind of in that trade for a little minute. But yeah, with that being said, guys, that is it. That was my trade recap. Hope this is beneficial for you. And with that being said, guys, take care. Have a great day. Peace.